The best way to think about this updated COVID booster is the same way we think about our influenza vaccine or our flu shot every single year. Every year, that vaccine is new, but not new. It contains 4 latest strains of influenza. We need to start thinking about the COVID vaccine the same way. So this is an updated COVID vaccine. It contains 2 variants or 2 strains of SARS-CoV-2 or coronavirus, the original or wild type strain that first made its appearance back in very early 2020, and then descendants of the Omicron variant, in this case Omicron BA4 and BA5. That is the predominant strain at this time circulating in the United States. So the idea is that you have a little of the old, a little of the new, and that together those 2 variants in the bivalent vaccine booster will give us better protection. Who would be eligible for the updated COVID vaccine, this bivalent booster? I want to emphasize and be crystal clear, this is only for people who have completed their original series. So right now, if you are choosing to get the new updated bivalent booster and it's made by Pfizer, that is now authorized, or you're eligible if you are 12 years of age and older and you are 2 or more months past your original series or your last booster shot. If you are getting a bivalent updated COVID vaccine that's made by Moderna, it is for people 18 years of age and older who have been 2 or more months after their original series or their last booster. What about children under the age of 12, even down to infants as young as 6 months of age? Remember, these different age groups need to show their data to the FDA and the CDC and an independent advisory panel before those age groups have their bivalent vaccine authorized. And we expect some submission and possibly some ruling and vote on this in the next couple of months. What if you've recently had COVID-19 infection? It is an option to wait 3 months or 90 days from the time you tested positive, and then they can go ahead and get this updated COVID vaccine booster. After having a COVID-19 infection, you do have a very high degree of your own natural immunity from just having had the infection. That immunity can carry you a certain period of time based on published data. We think that hovers for most people around 90 days or 3 months. What about if you haven't had your first booster yet? Well, as of now, you will not have a choice between the monovalent and the updated bivalent booster. All the boosters in the United States will transition over to being this updated bivalent varieties. These new updated COVID bivalent boosters are being rolled out. That means they're being distributed and administered now as we speak. There's also been some discussion about this new updated COVID booster, the bivalent booster, having only been tested in mice. Why and how did they do that? I want you to think of this very similarly to, again, the influenza vaccine or the flu shot. Every year, there are slight tweaks to what we have in our flu shot. We don't go through the expense, the time, the methodology, the process of testing the flu vaccine every single year because it's considered to be tried, tested, and safe based on the multiple years of experience we have with it. Very similar with this updated COVID vaccine. Right now, the original boosters, the original vaccines have been given hundreds of millions of times around the world for a period of almost 2 years. So we have excellent safety and efficacy data in humans on these vaccines. There was also time urgency to get these vaccines authorized so that they can be of use and benefit to us as we move into the colder months. But right now, even though it's controversial with some medical experts and scientists saying that it should have been fully tested in humans, there's a lot of data that supports the fact that the safety profile exists with the original booster, and that the changes that were added to this vaccine were not of such a significant nature to suggest that there would be any difference in terms of its safety.